The echo of dignity, Kevin's unyielding stand. The stale air of Arsenal Premium, thick with the scent of polished steel and old money, barely stirred as 15-year-old Kevin Williams pushed open its heavy glass doors. Dressed simply in jeans and a t-shirt, he was an anomaly amidst the gleaming display cases and the hushed reverence for firearms that cost more than most family cars. He sought information, a carry permit, but found only contempt in the eyes of the salesman, who dismissed him with a sneering laugh and a condescending flick of the wrist. "Permits, kid? You can't even drive yet. Go play outside." The manager, Rick Patterson, a man whose 52 years had hardened into an unyielding conviction of his own importance, sauntered over. His gaze, an assessment of threat and social standing, swept over Kevin. "Son, this isn't a store for people like you. We have high-value merchandise here." The words, laced with disdain, hung in the air, attracting the amused attention of other select clientele like Morrison, the local lawyer who snickered. Serious people only. But Kevin, a quiet observer, absorbed every cruel word, every dismissive glance. His composure, an almost unnatural serenity for a teenager, was a shield, a promise. "My father always said that knowledge is no age," he replied, his voice calm, steady, and utterly unruffled. Patterson scoffed. "Your father's a big collector, isn't he? You guys always make up these stories." Little did they know, Kevin's father, Colonel James Williams, a decorated veteran, had taught his son that true strength lay not in loud confrontations, but in the strategic patience of those who knew how to wait. James, who had faced 3 wars and countless classified missions in his 23 years of service, had passed just 6 months prior on a humanitarian mission, leaving Kevin with a quiet resolve and a legacy of honor. Kevin's tranquil demeanor was misinterpreted as naivete. He calmly pointed out a specific detail on a Glock 17, a modified tactical sighting system, military version. Patterson and Morrison erupted in laughter. Military version? The kid's been watching too many action movies. Morrison, the lawyer, leaned in, patronizing. "Son, guns aren't toys. This is serious stuff for serious people. People who work, who pay taxes, who contribute to society." Kevin's response was simple, profound. "My father always talked about responsibility with firearms." When pressed about his father's profession, Kevin simply stated, he worked in security, carefully omitting international national security. This, too, was met with derision. "Sure you did," Patterson scoffed. "Always the same story. You guys always make up these important professions to impress people." The arrival of Mr. Thompson, a burly man radiating affluence and entitlement, only amplified the tension. Thompson, too, viewed Kevin with irritation, demanding Patterson kept this establishment select. Then the quiet bomb dropped. "Actually," Kevin stated, his voice still soft, "I still have some questions about carry permits for emancipated minors." The store fell silent. Laughter turned to nervous coughs. "Emancipated minor? Kid, you don't look old enough to drive, let alone carry a gun." "I'm 15 and was legally emancipated 3 months ago," Kevin replied, his calm unwavering. "I need to understand the legal procedures." His father's death had prompted his mother, Nurse Sarah Williams, to seek his emancipation, allowing him direct access to military benefits and legal decisions regarding his father's estate. Federal Judge Harrison, a Vietnam veteran and friend of Colonel Williams, had expedited the process, recognizing Kevin's exceptional academic achievements and his father's distinguished record. Unbeknownst to his tormentors, Kevin had meticulously prepared. His school folder, presumed to hold homework, contained certified copies of his emancipation papers, official correspondence regarding his father's military pension, and a letter of recommendation signed by a 3-star general. More importantly, he had documented every discriminatory interaction since his father's passing, a military precision honed by Colonel Williams's teachings. As Kevin politely excused himself, a final, seemingly innocent question hung in the air. "Did you ever serve in armed forces, Mr. Patterson?" Patterson, flustered, admitted he hadn't. Kevin nodded slowly. "My dad always said you could tell who had served by the way they treated others." The quiet observation, almost philosophical, struck an unsettling chord. In the parking lot, Kevin dialed a number. Captain Rodriguez, This is Kevin Williams, son of Colonel James. Captain Rodriguez, a veteran who owed his life to James Williams, listened intently as Kevin recounted the irregularities at Arsenal Premium. Your father taught me to always check the licenses of establishments, Rodriguez murmured, adding, and coincidentally, I've had some concerns about Arsenal Premium for months. He promised to contact his friend at the ATF, Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives. While Patterson and his cronies celebrated their easy victory inside, convinced Kevin was just a kid watching too much YouTube. Kevin was at home, his second-hand Honda Civic a testament to his practical nature. He opened a metal box, revealing his father's medals: a Purple Heart, a Bronze Star, a Distinguished Service Cross. He found what he was looking for: a letter from General Mitchell Roberts, praising Colonel Williams's exceptional leadership and offering unconditional support for his son. Kevin photographed the letter, along with his emancipation papers and academic certificates, sending them to Rodriguez. As his father had taught him, the well-documented truth is the most powerful weapon there is. The next morning, Federal Agent Lisa Chun, a 10-year ATF veteran, arrived at Arsenal Premium. The name Colonel James Williams opened doors most people didn't even know existed. Patterson's self-assured smile evaporated as Agent Chun, clipboard in hand, began a methodical inspection. I receive a report about possible discrimination in customer service, she stated, pulling out a digital recorder. Then, Kevin's calm voice echoed to the store. Actually, I'm looking for information on carry permits. Followed by Patterson's cruel laughter. Licenses, kid, you can't even drive yet. The recording played on, revealing the insults, the demeaning comments about people like you. Patterson's face paled. Morrison shifted uncomfortably. The young man you humiliated yesterday, Agent Chun stated, her voice steady and resolute, is Kevin Williams, son of Colonel James Williams, killed in the line of duty 6 months ago. Kevin is legally emancipated and has a constitutional right to be treated with dignity. She laid out photographs of Colonel Williams receiving medals, greeting presidents. Colonel Williams served for 23 years, including 3 combat tours and classified missions. He died saving civilians. And you mock his son because he looked suspicious. Agent Chun revealed that Kevin had recorded the entire interaction with a legal protection app, installed after facing repeated discrimination. She listed Kevin's extraordinary achievements: an IQ of 142, a perfect GPA, acceptance to 3 universities with full scholarships, and even saving lives as a lifeguard. Each fact was a hammer blow to Patterson's pride. The suspicious kid was more accomplished than most of their select clientele. Furthermore, the investigation had uncovered federal trade regulation violations related to charging different prices based on customer appearance. Morrison, the lawyer, who had actively encouraged discrimination, found himself cornered. Agent Chun's pronouncement was chilling. Arsenal Premium is under federal investigation. Licenses will be reviewed, and there's a high probability of temporary suspension of operations. Patterson's empire crumbled around him. Just then, the store bell jingled. Kevin walked in, calm and unassuming, dressed in the same simple clothes. But this time, with Agent Chun at his side, his presence commanded an undeniable weight. Do you need anything else to report, Kevin? Agent Chun asked respectfully. Kevin looked directly at Patterson, his eyes conveying a quiet triumph. No, Agent Chun. I think the message has been conveyed. Thompson, Morrison, and Patterson stood in stunned silence, finally grasping the true cause of their prejudice. Additional federal investigators arrived. Arsenal Premium was about to learn that discriminating against the son of an American hero had far-reaching consequences. Kevin Williams, at 15, had not only defended his own dignity, but had proved that respect was a fundamental right, not a privilege. 3 months later, Arsenal Premium closed its doors forever. Patterson lost his federal license, his home, and his savings to legal fees and fines from a tax audit that revealed 5 years of irregularities. Morrison's law license was suspended, his reputation shattered. Thompson's government contracts were canceled due to his company's systematic hiring discrimination. But for Kevin, this was never about personal revenge. With the support of military veterans and civil rights lawyers, he established the Colonel James Williams Foundation. This organization combats discrimination against minority youth, offering free legal aid, civil rights education, and mentoring programs. In just 3 months, the foundation successfully sued 12 establishments and reformed customer service policies at over 50 companies. Kevin, accepted into the military academy on a full scholarship, was following his father's footsteps, but with a new mission to ensure others wouldn't face the prejudice he endured. At the foundation's opening ceremony, attended by generals, veterans, and young people who had faced similar discrimination, Kevin spoke, his voice echoing his father's wisdom. True strength isn't about fighting back with anger, but about turning injustice into positive change. The ultimate irony came weeks later when Patterson, seeking a new job, was rejected by a young black manager who recognized his name. It's our policy not to hire people with a history of documented discrimination. Patterson finally understood that his own actions had forged the chains that now bound him. 2 years later, as Kevin graduated as a second lieutenant from the military academy, Patterson watched the ceremony on television. The suspicious kid he had dismissed was now saluting generals, lauded for his exceptional merit. In that moment, Patterson finally understood the profound error of his judgment, realizing he had squandered an opportunity to know someone extraordinary. That Kevin's true victory wasn't the destruction of his adversaries, but the creation of a lasting legacy, ensuring future generations would not suffer the same disrespect. He had transformed 3 minutes of humiliation into decades of positive change, redefining what it means to turn pain into purpose. His story is a testament that dignity, education, and determination are the most powerful weapons against prejudice, and true victory lies in elevating not just oneself, but society as a whole.